let's talk about the language of your body. Yes, just like we have different languages in different parts of the world, we have one language for our body as well, which is called body language. You cannot separate communication and body language. Body language is a part of non-verbal communication, and body language is an important tool which you need to not only learn to portray right body language, but also to be able to judge and understand people, right? To pick their non-verbal cues. So, like I said, even your body speaks with a language called a body language. You don't need words always to understand a person. You can learn a lot about that person when you look at their body language, when you try and understand their body language. Okay, words, like I said, people can lie. People can lie. Words can't always be trusted. But one thing that people may not be able to control, something that is involuntary, which is body language, the non-verbal communication. Alright, so let's look at the graph here. Very interesting study. In a normal conversation, only 7% of the message is conveyed through words. Yes, you heard that right. Only 7% is conveyed through the words. And for so long, we have always concentrated on speaking. Let's read it further. And about 38% through vocal variety, like the tone of the voice, the pitch of the voice, the modulation, and the pace of the tone, slow and fast. Okay, 38%. And the rest, 55%, the remaining 55% is communicated through body language using facial expressions, gestures, any postures. Right? So now we understand that non-verbal communication, especially the body language, facial expressions, and your gestures and your postures, they comprise 55% of the total communication, which is quite a lot, and we actually don't pay attention to this mostly. We pay attention to talking and talking and talking and speaking and talking and speaking and talking and speaking. But we need to stop and concentrate on other two aspects, which is listening, okay, which is paraverbal, the pitch and the tone, and your non-verbal body language, which we are doing right now. Alright, so let's quickly see non-verbal communication. Number one, ways of talking. When you talk, do you take pauses? So that when you say something, people can sink it in and they can register what you're saying, and they can understand it, they can breathe the information that you've given in. Do you stress on words just the way I stressed on the word stress? Do you stress on words? Do you give importance to words when you stress? Posture. Do you slouch? Now, a lot of us don't do it knowingly, but it's just out of habit. So what you need to keep in mind, what you need to bear in mind is that you need to consciously form good habits. Otherwise, unconsciously, you'll keep forming bad habits. Example, wrong posture. Okay? You can't walk like that. That is a sign of underconfidence. Okay? Next is appearance. Untidiness, for example. A lot of people don't take care of themselves. We don't take care of ourselves, and how do we expect others to take care of us? I need to take care of myself first. That's the first rule. That's the rule of thumb. So make sure, I'm not saying that you need to look like celebrities, but all I'm saying is whatever you do, just make sure that you look well dressed, you've got iron clothes, you concentrate on your grooming, hygienic and tidy, well kept. Alright, head movements. Now I know it takes a lot of energy and we don't want to do it and we don't like it at all, but then it's very important that you give your head movements. Example, you nod when somebody's saying something, so like okay. See, that shows that you're interested. Alright, so that's important. And next is hand movements. So when you talk, when you say certain things, when you stress on certain points, you say something like, it is absolutely important that we do this. So do you do that double impact when you say, not just with your words but also with your body language? Do you say this is the most important thing? So do you say this is the most important thing? Do you say that we need to work very hard? So when you say you need to work very hard, do you show it? We will win. Do you do that? Now, if you think that these are just exaggerated statements, then I would request you to go online and check great speakers. Check great politicians who are great leaders and have got great amount of followers. Check on them. Just see, do they do what I'm saying? Obviously they will, because using elaborated hand movements also can just help people understand a lot more clearly. I can give this sense of energy. Okay, and then we've got to also understand eye movements now, which is very important. A lot of people actually do not really maintain eye contact for whatever reason. They're not comfortable, or if they try and do it, they stare. Now there's a very thin line between staring and actually looking to maintain eye contact and looking to form relationships, like a bond, like the connect. When I say relationship, I mean the connect. Okay, so yes, eye movements actually talk a lot about a person, and obviously just make sure that when you listen to someone, you do not have like roll from this end to that end eye movement, because then that shows that you're distracted, you're looking at people around. It's not right. Okay, facial expressions. Example, frowning. Now facial expressions can actually say a lot. You know, when you don't understand something, you're like, when you can't digest something, you're like, okay. So yes, facial expressions, if you understood something, if you really liked it, you're like, you know, that expression shows the enlightenment that you've got. Alright, so that's again one more important thing. What else? You've got body contact. Example, shaking hands. We've done that. We know it has to be like firm and 2-3 pumps and web to web, like I said it earlier. And so, and other thing could be body contact. So you got to make sure that you make the right contact. If you are, let's say example, you have your subordinate who's kind of demotivated. So what a lot of good coaches or a lot of seniors do is that they keep their arm on their shoulders and then they go for a walk and then they speak to them and make them understand. So that body contact is actually bringing them close. All right, it's signifying affection and care, just like parents do. Okay, so yes, and then obviously body contact, there's one more aspect to it. You got to maintain good distance and avoid contact if it's a very formal relationship. Closeness, we just discussed about it. People have their personal zone, so you have to make sure that you stay at least 2 feet away. At least 2 feet away. You don't come within 2 feet of the radar. Okay, and lastly, sounds. Obviously your sound also conveys a lot. You see, if you're talking loudly and clearly, that's a sign of confidence. All right, otherwise if you are reluctant and hesitant, and if there is reluctancy in your voice, what's going to happen is you're not going to sound confident, or you're going to sound unsure. So in a way, your sound can also show that you're confident, or it can also show that you're underconfident. Alright, let's look at this picture for instance. Can you decode their body language? Now, looking at this picture, what do you think? What do you see? There are 2 different people and different body languages. Now, let us look at the lady with the golden hair. As you can see, she's crossed her hands. Okay, and look at her eye. Where is it? It's not actually, she's not looking into the eye of the other lady. and she is like very serious posh demeanor, and obviously she is standing erect. That shows confidence. But what do you see? She does not look approachable at all and does not seem to be in the right mood at all. All right, and obviously closed. Now, as against the other one, the other lady is smiling, so she looks approachable, and she's trying to maintain eye contact. She's looking at her directly, and her stance is open. That means she's open to listen to things and open to ideas, and she's receptive. So I want to tell you that looking at the body language, we can understand a lot without actually listening to words, or even if words are absent.